mean, if you get into a full-blown laugh, he will just beat himself to death over there. So if you want us to hear more drum or more bell, smile at Dan. All right, have a seat just 1 second. I'm just going to take 1 second, and this is not an announcement or anything. Those will be later. But I want to do one thing is I want to introduce my friend John Harvey. Raise your hand, John. And Carlos Freeman. They are here from Life Quest Church, and we are going to, something special is going to be happening coming up in June of next year. Well, it's not June of next year. It's going to be starting today. We are going to go into a wonderful partnership with Life Quest Church and our church together, and we are going to become one church, and we're going to be going over to Northwest Haiti, into an orphanage, a mission. I mean, it does everything over there. They have special needs children. You say, man, I would love to go work with orphans. We got that for you. You say, man, I'm not really that great around kids. I'd rather do construction. Got that too. I'm really more of an evangelism guy. I'd rather go hut to hut. You're the one. Guess what? You say, well, I'd just rather serve meals. Got that too. Instead of meals on wheels, they got
meals on heels.
Meals on heels. So, amen. And so, this, what you're going to have is, John's going to be speaking to us this morning. If you don't have your passports, next week, tomorrow morning, download it. Get your forms in, get them sent in, and start getting your passports and stuff. But we're going to roll a video after the next two songs. And then John's going to speak, and I didn't want to take any more time announcing him. Now let's all stand up and go to somebody and say, hey, welcome to Anytime Church. Hope to see you in Haiti. Since she interrupted, I'm going to go ahead and get it. I forgot to pray a while ago, and so that reminded me. So let's pray. God, I just do want to thank you so much for the blessing of being a part of this church and seeing what you're going to do here, God. And God, we do praise you and give you glory. And Father, as John comes and as the band sings, God, it's all about you. Whether if we go to the Walmart and meet somebody and share Christ, or we go all the way to Haiti or to Africa, wherever you call us, God, it's all about you. And God, I thank you for for everyone that's here this morning. Every person that's here is not here by accident. I really believe that God, you're going to speak to people's hearts this morning about Haiti. And God, I just believe that you're going to not only that, but being sent. And God, I just thank you so much for John taking his time to come in here. Protect him and Carlos as they travel back and forth. And God, I pray for our families right now that are struggling. We've got families that have got, people, extended family that are sick. And you know their needs, God. And we have folks that are struggling, and just be with them in a special way. And I hope, God, this service really just challenges us, and we ask in your name. Amen.
You are my all in all. video. The other one, it runs a little bit long, but you can see the rest of it at lifequestchurch.com. It's on there, and you can see it. That was from our trip in March. Carlos and I went. The lady that was with us is Carlos's sister-in-law, Dr. Chris Walker. And we went, basically that trip, we did about 120 physicals on orphans and neighborhood kids, special needs kids. We did that in about 5 days. We just saw people like crazy. It was unbelievable. It was an incredible experience. So before I get into that, I want to share just a few things. First of all, Paul said something earlier that's a little bit of a mistake, and he misspoke a little bit. He talked about that starting tomorrow and in June that we are going to go as one church. And I just want to tell you this, we are one church.
Yeah, amen.
LifeQuest and any time and any church that lifts up the name of Jesus Christ, we are one church. I want you to know that I love this church. I love your pastor and his family. I love you guys. I pray every Sunday. I pray for Anytime Church specifically. And we believe this, that God has called us on a united mission and a united purpose. We may be two different parts of the body of Christ, but we are one body. And that's what it's about. And so I'm excited for the idea of us being able to partner together to go to Haiti and to see what God wants to do, not just in Haiti, but in our lives when we get back. Because one of the greatest things that happens when you go on a mission trip is God uses you in a very intense, very specific way while you're there. And then you come home and your perspective is totally changed. And so I'm just excited. If you're thinking about it and you're like, man, today is all about getting us to go on this trip, you're wrong. It is not about getting you to go on a trip. If you're thinking that today is all about somehow talking about how great LifeQuest is or how great Northwest Haiti Christian Mission is, that's not what it is about. It is about this, is that Jesus Christ has called us as His followers to a very specific purpose, to honor and glorify Him by loving Him and by loving other people. And we need to do that here in this community, and we need to do that in the areas around us, and we need to do it around the world. I just want to tell you something. This church amazes me. And it makes me jealous because you guys do some of the craziest stuff that I've ever heard. When I talk to Paul and he tells me about what you guys are doing, I just sit back and go, they're insane. They're nuts. And you know, I know it starts with Paul. I know, I've known him for a long time. But you know what? You can't be more insane. You can't be more crazy. You can't be more passionate about something than God is about you. And that God is about the people that He created, that He loves, that He cares about. I want to tell you a little bit about how I got involved with Northwest Haiti. I've actually been twice. I went in in July of 2010. And the way that I got partnered up, there was a guy online that I followed that I got to know a little bit, just kind of interacting over Twitter and Facebook and that kind of junk. And he said, hey, I want to take as many people as possible. I want to go, and we're going to start working on this facility. And it is the largest mission in Northwest Haiti. It's this incredible need, and I just need people to go. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. At the time, I was just kind of worn out. I was kind of burned out at church. I was kind of tired of preaching every Sunday, and I needed something different. But I didn't need to go be in charge of anything, and I didn't need to go sit on the beach and have all kinds of time. I needed to just go and get dirty for Jesus. And so I said, all right, I'm in. I'm going to go. And I went, and I showed up at the airport. Some friends of mine dropped me off at the airport of Miami, and I showed up, and I got on this plane. I flew to Haiti, and in Port-au-Prince, I met, there were 70 other people that were on this trip. Most of us had never met each other before. Some of us were from Canada. Some were from California, from Colorado. We were from all over the United States. And just by word of mouth, people got connected. And we said, we're going to go do this. And over 10 days, we took this hillside in Haiti, and we dug it out by hand. Shovels, buckets, wheelbarrows, digging it out by hand to lay the foundations for a brand new Miriam Center. The Miriam Center is the Special Needs Orphanage at Northwest Haiti Christian Mission. It's where you saw a lot of those kids. It's where they live. The Miriam Center is made up of about 33 kids right at the moment. They all have special needs. Some have cerebral palsy, some have autism, some have, I think, Down syndrome. I think there's all kinds of different special needs there. They also have, Northwest Haiti Christian Mission also has a baby orphanage. Children from the ages of, I think, 4 years old down live in this orphanage. And they've got kids everywhere. And some of the stories I just got to tell you, they're not very exciting. They're painful and they're heartbreaking. Some of the kids that we got to know and love on in the mission, they were brought to the mission by their families, who said, we don't know what to do with this kid. He's crazy. He's cursed. You take him. And the mission takes him in. Some of them were literally left on the gates of the mission. They opened the mission gate one day and there was a baby laying there. I talked to the director of the mission. I'm going to introduce you to her in a minute on the picture. She said that she went through all 33 kids that were there, and 17 of them she had to give names and birthdays. Some of the kids that are in that mission, they were found chained to the walls of their houses because their parents didn't know what to do. And the mission takes them in, and the mission says, come, live, and we are just going to love you. The goal of the Miriam Center, the special needs part of the Northwest Haiti Christian Mission, is to make the invisible visible. To show them God's love, to show them how special and unique they are. And so I want to share with you today, before we get into, can you go ahead and go to that first slide? Not that one. We need some help. That's okay. But if you have a Bible, go ahead and open it to 1 John. Is where we're going to be, chapter 3. And as I was in Haiti in 2010, I was there the first time. I was sitting on the roof of the mission, and you're sitting at the roof of the mission. You can see this incredibly beautiful water. It's gorgeous. There it is, right there. I'm sitting on the roof of the mission. I'm looking out. That's a school. That's a church that's across from the mission. And then there's water out there. And as I was sitting there one day, I was sitting there in the afternoon, and I had my notebook. I'm going to share some things with you I don't normally do. But I was sitting there, and I was just reading scripture, thinking about what was going on. As I was sitting there, a cruise ship passed in the background. Now, if you look, if I took a picture straight out, I'll show you in a minute. But if I look there, it looks gorgeous. Like you look at it and go, man, there ought to be a Marriott there. It is a beautiful place. But what you don't see is around it. Northwest Haiti is the poorest section of the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. It has no infrastructure. It has almost zero running water. It has electricity that is spotty at best and dangerous at worst. And if you have any kind of thing that sets you out, that you have a physical defect, or you have a mental struggle or mental issue, you are literally cast aside. And I was sitting on that roof one day, and I opened my Bible to 1 John chapter 3. If you have a Bible, go ahead and open there. You can go to the next slide. It has on it what I want to share with you. The passage is this, 1 John chapter 3, verse 16. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us. And we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers. If anyone has material possessions and sees his brother in need but has no pity on him, how can the love of God be in him? Dear children, let us not love with words or tongue, but with actions and in truth. And I was sitting there just thinking, man, what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? Like, I was worn out. I was exhausted. We've been digging all day. I was tired. And I was sitting there thinking, man, this is exactly what God has called us to. Now, I got to tell you this. Like Paul didn't set me up to come in here and go, you guys need to do more. Because what I know about this church is you guys do an incredible job of taking care of people in need. It is one of the things that I know about you, and you guys are amazing, and the stuff, like I said, you guys are crazy, radical lunatics for Jesus Christ. That's awesome. You're exactly the kind of people I want to hang out with. Amen. Right? Like, if I were the pastor of a church, this is where I'd be worshiping. I'll just tell you that. But I want you to understand something. As I was reading that scripture, I was thinking about it, and when I was in Haiti, I was just writing, man, what does it mean when we talk about the love of Jesus and taking care of those who can't take care of themselves? And three things came out of that. I want to share these with you, and then the rest of my time, I'm going to just tell you stories and show you what it kind of means. The first thing is this, is that love is sacrifice. I just want to tell you, you cannot love without sacrificing. I don't care what relationship it is, it requires sacrifice. Right? Wives, you know this, because you have to sacrifice to love your husbands. That's true, come on. You do better than that. See, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice to love your kids. Husbands, you have to sacrifice to love your wives. Not as much as they have to, but you do it. Love requires sacrifice. You know what? Let me just tell you this. Sorry. Hey, look, we're doing a marriage conference in January. You're all welcome to come. Love requires sacrifice. And when you go on a mission, when you go and serve somewhere, it's hard. I won't lie to you. There's nothing glamorous about going to the poorest section of Haiti. Nothing glamorous about it. But you know what? What you do when you're there is you get just this much of a glimpse of how much God had to love us to allow Jesus to step out of heaven and to come down and live here on earth. Love is sacrifice. The second part of that is this, that love is action. It requires action to love somebody. Like, you know, if you tell your wife you love her, but you do everything that shows her you don't, your words are hollow. If you tell Jesus that you love him, but your actions don't reflect it, your words are hollow. Love is action. And sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it's painful, and sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes it's frustrating. See, love isn't always simply, you know, like butterflies and romance and rainbows. Sometimes love is digging in the dirt in 110-degree heat. Sometimes love is holding a little kid that somebody said, I don't want you. So sometimes love is simply giving out medication that any one of your children would have had a heartbeat, but those kids have been waiting on it. Sometimes love is doing the thing that you think, there's no way I can do that, and doing it anyway. Love is action. The last thing is this, is love is obedient. Love is obedient. If you love Jesus, you got to be obedient. Whether it's here, whether it's in Haiti, whether it's somewhere else, you just got to be obedient to what God has called us to do. What God has called us to do according to this passage. And I always go back to Scripture, because this is my opinion. Like, I didn't just sit on the top of the mission and go, oh, let me make this up. What it says here is this: let us not love with words or tongues, but with actions and in truth. In actions and in truth, in obedience to what God has told us to do. When Jesus was asked, what are the two greatest commandments? He said, love God and love your neighbor. If that's what Jesus told us to do, that's what we've got to do. We've got to be obedient to it. And so that day, as I was sitting on top of the mission, as I was looking out there, I wrote these words. I don't share this from this very often. This is kind of one of my private little journals, and I was taking notes on it while I was in Haiti and writing things. And I'm just going to share it with you. And it's a little bit raw, and it's a little bit challenging, but I just want you to hear what this is. This is from July 28th, 2010. I'm emotionally wrecked today. I spent time in the Miriam Center this morning. I played with John. He loved the light on my watch. There was another little boy. All he could do was click his tongue. And he just sat in my arms and stared at himself in my glasses. I went on a vision cast with Courtney. It's amazing. I felt like I suck as a pastor. I have to do more. I have to get LifeQuest here. Gary, one of the guys on our trip, found a woman who was going blind when he took her a meal yesterday. He went back to her house and carried her to the clinic to see an eye doctor. She got medication and glasses. I spent time with John this afternoon, and I watched him take photos with my camera. It's amazing. When you talk to Courtney, the director of the Miriam Center, God is there. This is what I wrote before I ever left, sitting on that rooftop. LifeQuest is all in. We will either be moved to this vision, or they will fire me for pushing it. One way or the other. I'm getting key leaders on board and I'm coming back. I talked to Courtney. Her greatest needs right now are doctors to come and do physicals for the children. That was in July of 2010. In May of 2011, Carlos, his sister-in-law Chris, who is a pediatrician, and myself went back and gave physicals to our children, to their children. I call them my kids. I call them my minions, actually. Minion actually means little lover. See, while I was there, God just grabbed a hold of me and said, this is a place to invest. This is a place that I'm at work. And if you really want to see God do something in the heart of LifeQuest Church, we need to, we have to, we must, in obedience to the Great Commission and the Great Commandment that Jesus gave us, we must do something for these children. So we went back and we gave them medicine and a lot of lollipops. We called ourselves Team Lollipop. Because when you get a physical from a doctor, they give you a lollipop. And it was amazing because these kids who have nothing, like literally they have nothing. Like they share clothes, they go in, they take a shower at night, they go, they find whatever possible underwear they might be able to find, they put them on. They find whatever clothes they might find, they put them on. There is no such thing as mine in the Miriam Center. It's ours. There's no such thing as mine in the kingdom of Christ. It's ours because of Jesus. We would give them a lollipop. It was so cool to watch. We'd give a kid a lollipop, and a kid puts it in his mouth, and he turns around, and he puts it in the next kid's mouth. And he puts it in the next kid's mouth. Which is awesome. It's also why they're all sick all the time. I want to share with you some of my time. Now I have Carlos come, but I want to share with you just a few things, and I want to show you some pictures, and because I believe that when you see things, you just it just comes alive for you. This is a picture of Courtney, my friend. Courtney looks like a blonde 22-year-old California girl, because that's what she is. Courtney was not just part of our team. Courtney is the director of the Miriam Center. She is in charge of all these special needs kids. She's mom. She is everything. She's Courtney. Most people don't speak sign language. And when they want to talk to Courtney or they want to talk about Courtney, it's Courtney. And when they're really excited, it's Courtney. Courtney has an incredible story. She went to the Miriam Center to volunteer for a year. She was 22 years old. She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go and I'm going to work with these special needs kids. She got there. The woman who was supposed to mentor her for the next year got evacuated from Haiti on a medical emergency. And when Courtney showed up there was nobody there. She had no job. She had nobody to oversee her. The Miriam Center was just on its own. And there was a baby born. This baby had no chance to survive. Even in the States, probably wouldn't have survived. All kinds of medical issues. The mom died in childbirth. The father said, I don't want this kid. The Miriam Center took it. The Northwest Haiti Christian Mission took this baby. Her name is Sarah Rue. They took Sarah Rue and they said, we're just going to love this baby until she dies. Because she's going to. And Courtney, for the next 42 days, all she did 24 hours a day was hold Sarah Rue and love her. And they had gone to a hospital, or to a doctor's appointment in Port-au-Paix, which is about 45 minutes from the mission. And on their way back, they got caught in a storm, and they thought it was just rain. It actually was a hurricane. They didn't know it was coming. And Courtney was riding on the back of a four-wheeler, holding this little baby, had her bundled up. When they got back to the mission, Sarah Rue had died. And Courtney said, I found the reason that I'm here. It's to love on people that no one else can love. And now she takes care of all these kids. And it's amazing. And you know what? Let me just tell you something. I'll just be really honest with you. If Courtney was here, she would tell you this. Courtney's not an administrator. Courtney doesn't, she's not like this super organized, like got everything going. She is somebody that gets up in the morning, has about 18 Red Bulls, and just flies around all day. And you find yourself just chasing her. She just loves these kids. They're her kids. They're her kids. Courtney has an incredible ministry. She actually is in the States right now, and I'm hoping on her return trip to Haiti that she's going to be able to come and visit a life quest. But Courtney is an amazing part of the Miriam Center. The mission itself, I want to show you a little bit here. This is the mission. 5 a.m. at the mission gates, you can see people are starting to line up. Mission gates don't open until 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember exactly. But at 5 in the morning, that's what it looks like from the top. Now, if we looked up, you can see that cross and the water out there. It's gorgeous. That's what it looks like underneath. People are lining up there for medical needs and to see doctors and to go to the nutrition program and to work. Northwest Haiti Christian Mission is the largest employer of Haitians in Northwest Haiti. They employ over 200 Haitians at their 7 campuses. It's unbelievable. And what these people do is they come and they line up, and in the morning, all of the staff that are there, they begin their day by worshiping. And you guys have a rockin' worship band. You guys are awesome. Let me just tell you something. They're in a church in America that can worship like the Haitians. Right? Because they're in there, they're singing songs, they're clapping in rhythm. They're doing all kinds of stuff. Awesome. And we would be like, it'd be like 7 in the morning, and I'm on like my 3rd cup of coffee going, man, is Jesus even awake yet? And they're singing. It's awesome. Now see, you may sit here and think, well, man, I'm not into working with kids. I don't even like kids. Well, if you don't like kids, we don't want you working with kids. But Northwest Haiti has some incredible things. If you go and you're like good with your hands and you can fix things, then guess what? There's stuff for you to fix all the time. Because guess what happens in Haiti? Stuff breaks a lot. And they need people to fix it. There are cars that need to be fixed. There are buildings that need to be fixed. There's painting that needs to be done. Bless you. There's painting that needs to be done. Somebody pick up that lawn over there. Sorry. Hey, check this out. This is the only place I know that when they walk in, they go, hey, if you want to help somebody deliver a baby, you can do it. Like no medical training. Like in Haiti, you don't have to have any medical training to do medical. Like they aren't going to let you do a surgery. But let me tell you something. Women from around the mortality rate of childbirth of the mom and the baby is huge in Haiti, especially in Northwest Haiti. At the mission, women come to the mission to have their babies. And a lot of times they come by themselves. They don't have anybody with them. They don't have family. And they come and they're in a room by themselves. And what the mission tells you is, man, if you want to stay in this room and just hold this mom's hand until she gives birth, you can do that. We need you to do that. Just sit and pray with her. There are people that come and they have wounds, and they have doctors there that see them. There are people that have all kinds of issues and needs. One of the things you're going to see when you go to Haiti is we're going to show you the site. They are building a new Miriam Center. They're building a campus that is only for the special needs kids and for the Grand Moon. I haven't told you about the Grand Moon yet. The Grand Moon are elderly orphans. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. In Haiti, you are totally dependent upon your family for your survival. And if you become an elderly person and you can't work and you can't hold down a job and you don't have a family to help you, then guess what? You are on your own. The mission takes them in, and they have an orphanage specifically for elderly people. They call them the Grand Moon. And you go down there, and they call it the Haitian Cracker Barrel because you walk around the corner, there are 40 rocking chairs lined up. And there are Haitians like 70, 80-year-old, they're rocking away. And they love it. If you love working with elderly people and helping them and just being a part, you can do that. You can go hut to hut. They have hut to hut evangelism. Or you can go literally from house to house, hut to hut. And you just say, hey man, how can I pray for you? What can I do? Can I tell you about Jesus? They got Meals on Heels every afternoon at 4 o'clock. The mission prepares food, and you get to take it into the community and deliver it. How cool is that? But you get to see where the new Miriam Center is going to be. And in our next trip back, I'm guessing that part of the big part of not this coming trip in June, but maybe the year after that, the big part is building the very first buildings that are going to go on the property of the new Miriam Center, where they are going to build a special needs friendly campus for these kids. It's awesome. There's something for everybody. You know what? There's something for your kids to do. Take your kids. My 10-year-old daughter is begging me to go to Haiti. She's begging. And I want to take her. I'm trying to figure it out. Take your kids, man. It is an incredible experience. I want to share with you about a few kids that we met. This is Din Din. Din Din is the man in the Miriam Center. When I met Din Din in July of 2010, he couldn't walk. He has cerebral palsy. He couldn't walk. When we went back in May, Din Din can walk, or March. Din Din can walk. He can walk on his own. Most of the time, he's pushing that wheelchair. And he doesn't ride in it that much. He just pushes it. And there were times when we're giving physicals to kids, and we kind of were ready for the next kid. And Din Din was just there. He was just kind of always there. And we'd go, Din Din, go get Joseph for us. He'd go, okay. And he'd turn around, and that wheelchair would bang off every wall and table. And he'd go running down the hall. And about 2 minutes later, he'd come back with whatever kid we asked him for. He'd go, here you go. There you go. Din Din was awesome. Din Din, we took the kids our last day there. We took them to the beach. They'd never been to the beach before. These kids lived in Haiti. They'd never been in the ocean. So we took them. Guess what we did? We loaded them up in the back of a truck. And we took them to the beach. And we thought, oh, it'll be great. We'll take them to the beach and they'll play. They'll have fun. It's chaos. It was so cool. Like, they just get butt naked. Like, they don't care. There's just naked Haitian kids everywhere. And the first thing they do, what is the first thing every kid does when they get to the beach and they get near sand? They grab it and throw it at you. Guess what Din Din does? Whack! It was awesome. We're in the water with them, and they're like, hey! And you grab them out, and they laughing. It was awesome. They're rolling around in the sand. It was so cool. We finished at the beach, and we had to walk back up to our truck, and Din Din wanted to walk. He didn't want anybody to carry him. Din Din walks. He's got cerebral palsy, so he doesn't walk. He kind of staggers and kind of has to hold his arms out. As he's walking, we were in the back of the truck already, and there's a group of Haitians watching Din Din, laughing at him. They're making fun of how he walks. Because you see, if you have a difference in Haiti, it's not something that people understand. It's something they mock. They view you as cursed, and you're unwanted. But Din Din, man, he loves people. He loves to just grab you, and he will hold you, and he will bear hug you. He's awesome. Din Din is the man at the Mirrors. I want to show you this next picture. This is Rick Kinley. You saw him in the video. Rick Kinley doesn't live at the center. He lives about an hour away. And his brother brought him in so that we could do a physical for him. Rick Kinley's about 14 years old. He's tiny. His brother carried him, put him in a tap-tap, which is a truck that supposedly has seats on it and supposedly is a convenient way to ride. Not so much. Put him in a tap-tap. He brought him an hour so that we could look at him. And his brother was exhausted. We're looking around and we're like, man, what if we had a wheelchair? What if we had a cart that his brother could take? And Courtney says, hey, we've got a cart. Go get it. She tells one of her workers, hey, go get the cart out of the shed. And she brings us this cart. It had a seat on it. Carlos and I took the seat off. We laid this mat down, and McKinley has a brand new ride. His brother doesn't have to carry him anymore. He can pull him in a cart. Do you know how incredibly convenient that is? See, for us, it just sounds like, oh, you don't have to carry your brother around. No, when you got to carry him to get water, when you got to carry him to find food, when you got to carry him to find wood to build a fire, when you have to carry him everywhere, it's more than convenience. It's a necessity to have a way to do that. McKinley got new wheels. Man, he was stoked. He was excited. You talk about excited. His brother was out of his mind. His brother was like, yes, this is awesome. It's great. There's a picture of Stacy. Stacy is almost to as hydrocephalus as you can tell. In the United States, Stacy would undergo about a 2.5-hour surgery, and she would live her life completely normal. They would put a shut in her brain, and she would have a normal life. Stacy's going to die. Because in Haiti, young ladies, young children like Stacy don't have the opportunity to simply go to the doctor and have a surgery. We spent part of our last day in Haiti trying to arrange for Stacy and her mom to get to Port-au-Prince so that the surgeons could look at her. But they told us, even if we get her to Port-au-Prince, there's probably not a chance they're going to do her surgery. That's just the reality. Kids like Stacy, who would live a normal life here in the States. Kids like McKinley, who would have wheelchairs and help. Kids like Din Din, who would go to a public school and would have an aide taking them from class to class. Literally in Haiti, they're just cast off. And the question becomes, who's going to care about them? See, it's easy for us to say, well, Courtney's there. Courtney will take care of them. And it's easy for us to say, well, there's people there, they'll take care of them. See, there's another whole aspect. It's not just the children. There are people living and dying that need help. Who's going to help them? See, the missionaries who live there, they're doing all they can, but they are exhausted. We have a lady, Melanie Kelly. If you go with us to Haiti, you will meet Melanie. She's the group's coordinator. When you're at Northwest Haiti, Melanie is there, and she organizes everything. But Melanie's real ministry, every week, she goes to a brothel and to prisons and leads Bible studies. The owner of the brothel says, I want you to come and I want you to teach the Bible to the girls who live here. And guess what has happened? On 3 different occasions, entire groups of the girls have left that line of work and gone home to their families. Because Melanie was there teaching them about Jesus. So you know what? Melanie can't do it by herself. Courtney can't do it by herself. Janelle, who's the director of the mission, they can't do it by themselves. Jesus has called us. Remember, Acts 1:8 said, "You will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the ends of the earth." Northwest Haiti Christian Ministries is at the end of the earth. It is the end of the earth. I'm going to let my buddy Carlos come. I got a picture of Carlos. This is Carlos and Owens having a Ray Charles lookalike contest. And I'm going to let Carlos tell you a little bit about Owens. This was Carlos's first mission trip. And I'm going to let Carlos share a little bit about what God showed him here.
Sit down. Well, that's Owens. Well, a little bit about myself. For one thing, I'm not a preacher, and I'm not a doctor. So me going on a medical mission trip was, pretty useless. But following God and following what He wants us to do, I really thought, what am I going to do here? What's my point in this whole thing? And every morning we have a devotion, and they start off with devotion by doing a Haitian proverb. So the Haitian proverb was, on the first day that we were there, is your face is your passport. And I like to smile. I like to, I don't speak Haitian Creole or Creole Haitian. I speak English pretty bad sometimes. But I can smile, I can make connections with people. And that proverb is, you open up more doors if you just go up and smile to them and be there. And, people open up to you. And so I was like, okay, I'm the passport. That's what my job for the mission trip was. But Owen, he's there. He's one of the students that he's not going to make it. He's in constant pain, and he's such a great guy. If you just spend time with him and talk to him, and but he has to wear sunglasses because the sunlight hurts his head. I mean, they've got sunglasses and stuff, but it's just remarkable to see these guys they have nothing. They are, they have nothing, but they're so happy about the little things. And for me, kind of going on this mission trip, the biggest thing that I saw as being a person that really didn't bring a lot to the team as a whole was God provides. If you're willing to go, God will provide what you need for this team. Because there was only 3 of us, and it was a pretty, big task. 1 doctor, 2 guys with lollipops, and we're looking to do all these, physicals and dispense medicines, and so, we're willing to go, and, as we're going, I'm talking to my sister-in-law, she's like, I don't know how we're going to do this. In the airport, before we even left the States, we ran into 3 girls that were going to the same mission, but they didn't know what they were going to do. And it just happened to be, one of them was a 4th-year medical student, the other one was a nursing student, and the other one was fluid science. And they were just 3 people from Michigan. And we met them there, and I was like, okay, the wheels are turning. We get down there, they ended up being part of our team, Team Lollipop. And it was just incredible that God provided everything we needed. All we needed to do was go. So I think that was the biggest takeaway from me. I don't have a lot to speak because speaking is not my thing, but I'm just a regular guy that went down, and God blessed me because I was able to see Him working without all the distractions of being here. And I think it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So that's about it. Is one of my favorites. There's the other one that's in the video of Carlos riding and Joseph's leaning over and hugging. It was awesome. Owens isn't going to make it. When we got there, Owens was in Port-au-Prince at the hospital. Owens is 14 years old. He has hydrocephalus as well. There's fluid in his brains, and the doctors in Port-au-Prince said, we won't operate on him. He's too old. Owens is going to die a really painful death. And we talked to Courtney, and Courtney said, our goal is to make every day the best day of Owens' life as long as we have. Here's one of the things I want to share with you. I don't know what you do. I
I don't know what your job is. I don't know what God's called you to do. Carlos works for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. This one is specific. It's good. He works hard. He works hard. He works hard.
Yeah, he works hard. He's not rich.
He's working hard, but he's not rich. He works for Coca-Cola. But he had a willing heart. He had a willing heart. His sister-in-law is a doctor. And I prepped Carlos. I was like, dude, I'm going to ask Chris to go. What do you think? He's like, man, I don't know. And so he kind of planted this word for me. And I went to her and I said, Chris, I got a favor to ask you. She said, what? I said, I need you to go to Haiti and get physical with these kids. She said, when do you want to go? When? The question is this. Are you willing to sacrifice, to put love in action, to be obedient? Just go love on some people who don't know a lot about life. Scripture says this, Proverbs 21, verse 13. If a man shuts his ears to the cry of the poor, he too will cry out and not be answered. It doesn't say that God won't hear him. It says God won't answer him. There are poor here in this area that you guys are serving like crazy. You're doing an awesome job of it. And there are poor in Haiti that they just need somebody to answer the call. So my goal is very simply this. We're going. I don't know who, I don't know what, but we're going. And I'm inviting you as part of our church, the Church of Jesus Christ, to come. We're going to meet afterwards. We're going to gather, and I'm going to tell you about it. Here's one of the things I know. I told you I love Paul. Paul and I talk a lot. I love, he's one of my favorite people to spend time with. And I know that this church has some big changes coming, right? It's time for you to live up to your new name. Be sent. From here, be sent. This is not the church. This is a building that you guys have done a great job of fixing up every day. It's an awesome place for the church together, but this is not the church. You are the church. Right. It's time for us to be sent for Jesus Christ. Let me pray for us. Lord, thank you for the day. Thank you for the opportunity to be here with brothers and sisters in Christ, with people who love you. God, thank you for Anytime Church. Sent life. God, I pray that we would be sent. That we are sent, that we would respond to your call, and we would live that way. God, I ask you, just in whatever way you want to, I ask you to use us to make a difference, not just on the Treasure Coast, but around the world, in Haiti, everywhere else that we can go. God, I pray that we would do so in the name of our Lord, our Savior, the one who loves us, Jesus Christ. Hey guys, if God laid it on your heart to go, and you say, I don't have money, you're supposed to go. Money has absolutely nothing to do with going. I've been on every mission trip I've ever went on. God paid for every dime of it. I'm just telling you. Last year I went to Japan, some of you guys know. In 1 week, God raised $3,000 for me to go to Japan. And I'm just telling you, if you want to go, and God has called you, then you need to go. It's going to be, and we're not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be tough. It's an eco trip. And eco trips they're fun. But I'm going to tell you something. You know, don't bring your hair dryer. Don't bring your makeup and your straight iron. Not going to need that where we're going. This is Survivor. A little above. And it's going to be a blast. I can't wait. I'm ready to go right now. What? It's not going to get cold. You're not going to be freezing. Don't worry about that.
Freezer.
Yeah, grease it or whatever you need to do.
Now,
I would do that in Port
Port-au-Prince Airport before I left. And but we're going to have a good time. And if you got kids, I know John's got a couple that are taking, Carlos, you're taking your kids.
Yeah, my daughter.
Your daughter.
She'll be 6 in December.
Wow, that's going to be fun. And you know what? I guarantee you, out of everybody that transitions well, it'll be the 6-year-old. Trust me. They don't care. You know, no shower? All right, yeah. You know, it's like, I challenge you to go. And I tell you guys, it's just like Carlos' sister-in-law. How many of you knew that this was coming? Come on. How many of you were here a few weeks ago when I said we're going to Haiti in 2012? Raise your hands. How many of you knew this was coming? A lot more than just, all right. We're ready. We're ready to go. This is the time. This is what God wants us to do. I know you guys, it's going to be fun. Start getting childcare if you're not taking your kids. Start getting your passports. Go meet with John right afterwards. Come up here and meet with him. If you're just, praying about it. Just praying about it. Still meet with John. Number 2, if you say, listen, I physically cannot go. I just cannot go, whether I have commitments I can't break, or you just physically cannot do it. We're going to need prayer warriors. You're just going ahead of us. And so we're going to start a special prayer team for this event. And I want you to sign up on that prayer team and say, listen, I'm going to be praying for this Northwest Haiti mission trip. And so you be praying for that. And that's something, if you've got your little folk flyer right now, that's something you can begin with. You know where it is. We got one. Hand it to me. I forgot to bring mine up here. Anybody get a flyer this morning? Do we have flyers this morning?
No. They're all on the back table.
They're all on the back table. Okay. When Miss Margaret's not here, we are just like in trouble. But yeah, what you do is just go back there, grab one of these if you want, fill it out, put your name down, and say, hey, listen, I want to join the Northwest Mission Trip to Haiti prayer team. I want to be on that prayer team. Because I'm going to tell you something, it is going to take prayer, it's going to take fasting, it's going to take the power of God. And we're going to see God do some great things. Our church is going to do some neat things along with our church being us and the body of Christ. We're going to be doing some killer things to raise money. We're going to be doing some events to just get ready for the trip. So there's going to be a lot of stuff. Brad,
When you looking to go?
he's going to give that. You want to give the date right now?
June 19th to 26th.
19th to the 26th of June. So be up here, guys, and I don't want to take any more time on that, but be up here for that. I want all of you to go. You say, what's your goal? How many's in here? What, 45, 50 people? 50. That's my goal. And we'll gain some more people from outside to maybe build that number up. And I just think that I think you guys are going to have a great trip. I just want you to experience it. But if God's not calling you, just as John said, if God's not calling you, we don't want you to go if God's not calling you. I want you to go if God's speaking to your heart. I got a quick announcement real quick. Before we do, though, let's have our guys come up and we're going to take our morning offering. Give it to the fellow. Thank you. I'm going to pray. God, thank you so much for John coming and Carlos, God, and thank you for sending them. God, we've been praying for 2 years as a church. Help us to be a part of where you're at work. And God, we can see where you're at work. Help us to join you. And this is a great opportunity for us to step into a global setting. This is the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. And this is the poorest territory or province of that poorest nation. God, we're one of the poorest churches in the world. Why wouldn't we go? Never in the history of me being a part of Any Time Church or Church of St. Lucie back before have you ever sent us anything that was cush, easy. You always sent us to the hard. It's like a SEAL team. And God, I just want us to join in our hearts together as we get ready and go do something, God, that only you can do. God, I just ask you just to bless this offering and just use it, God, to continue to your glory. And thank you for John and coming, God, again. We just praise you. And thank you for what you're doing in their life. And we ask in your name. Amen. While they're taking the offering, I'll go ahead and do the announcements real quick. Tuesday tonight at 6 o'clock, right here. If you have a child in our children's church, today, guess what they were going to do before the rain? Practice for next Sunday. That brings me into next Sunday. Our children are going to be singing the first 2 songs next Sunday, so you want to be here early. Matter of fact, if you have children in it, we want you to be here at 9:20. 9:20 next Sunday. Our Christmas program is next Sunday, so the children really didn't get a chance to work on their program. So today at 6 o'clock, the hub will be open. We will have our children's team here working through the songs. So if you want your kid to be a part of that and know what they're doing, you have them here at 6 o'clock. Tuesday, our ministry team leader meeting is at 6:30. It's right here. You know if you need to be a part of that. Tuesday night, our 6:30, our men's meeting at Panera Bread. And you don't need to be a part of that. No youth this week. We're done with youth until the end of the year. So enjoy your holiday. We're going to get back started in January. Sunday, December the 18th. We've got a fun, this is next Sunday night. We're going to go caroling. And it's not just any kind of caroling. It's going to have a little twist to it. We're going to go through the neighborhoods and we're giving away little free candles and information about our church to our neighborhood, trying to get to know our neighbors a little bit more. And so that's going to be kind of fun. And so we need to know if you're going. So if you can either see Heather, raise your hand, or myself, because we've got one trailer, and if we have a lot of people going that night, we're going to have to come back here. We're going to have hot cocoa. We're going to have wassail. We're going to have apple pie. Right here, we're going to have a good party afterwards. Bring a dessert. And if you've got like wassail or something, you know how to do cider or any of those things without the rum, just regular cider. Just throwing that out there. I want to make sure because you're like, Carlos didn't want to be misinterpreted, either do I. But we're going to have a good time. It's going to be next Sunday night. But we need to know if we need a second trailer, we're going to have to get a second trailer together. So we'll have 2 trailers going, one right behind the other, and it'll be good times. That's going to be meeting here for the hayride at 6 o'clock. So we're going to go out about, if you want to be here a little early, you get a good seat because you're going to need it. But we'll have a good time. It's Tuesday, December the 21st, our ladies' Christmas party at 7 o'clock, and that's at Tammy's Cycling. But you can see Charity for that one as well, just because Tammy's not here today. But see Charity about that, or Yanita, or one of the ladies. I already told you have your kids here at 9:20. Last announcement, man, there's a lot of today. 201. Our class 201, if you want to be a part of that, you need to sign up right now. It's going to be January the 8th at 2 p.m. If you've been through our class 101, becoming a member of our church, then the next logical step for you is class 201. And what we're going to go through that is talking about biblical disciplines. Of Bible reading, Bible memorization, prayer, journaling. We're going to talk about that. I thought it was such a great segue for John to share about his journaling, because we're going to talk about journaling. I really believe people who journal have a sense of destiny. That to me is incredible. I envy that. I really do. I try to journal. It's a difficult thing for me. I usually, when I do journal, it's through something like an event like what John's doing. I'll probably journal during the mission trip. But my wife journals. She takes account of things. And I'm going to tell you something. It just has a sense of destiny to it. So we'll be talking about those kinds of things in class 201. If you want to join that on January the 8th, January the 8th at 2 p.m. All these announcements will be coming up in our bulletin and stuff as well. So let's, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this with one final prayer. If you're wanting to go to Haiti, meet up here, and then they're going to close us in a final song. Father, we do thank you so much for being a part of our church and guiding us and directing us. There's a lot going on today with the rain and everything, and the kids being in here. And God, just thank you so much for John coming. What an awesome service, God. And we just thank you for being in our presence. And thank you for your call, that Macedonian call. And God, I heard your voice speak to my heart. And we just ask in your name, God. Amen.